Hello, my fellow Trumpians. This is William R. Collier Jr. I am doing a live audio broadcast. This is a new feature that I've discovered from Facebook, which allows us to do audio broadcast. I'm going to try to do this once a day based on information that I get from the world of Trump and things that we're doing collectively throughout the country to promote the agenda for which we elected our president. One of the things that people should be talking about is the fact that while the media wants to focus on witch hunts and scare people and basically lie and distort and actually live up to their name, fake news, during Donald Trump's first 6 months, he has achieved many awesome things. He's made America stronger, he's made us safer, and he's made us actually more prosperous. And he's just getting started. And with your help, we'll be able to overcome the media lies and distortions and all the political obstructionism that comes from the progressives in both the Democrat and the Republican Party. But what we see is a renewed spirit of optimism with President Trump's America First policies. Have led to economic growth. 863,000 jobs have been added since January. 821,000 are in the private sector. Let's break this down. We had 79,000 construction jobs, 42,000 mining jobs, 41,000 manufacturing jobs. And African Americans and teenagers, who were really affected by the Obama policies, they experienced their lowest unemployment rate since the year 2000. So people in real need are being really helped. President Trump's prioritized safety and security for us, and he's restored our standing in the world stage. U.S.-backed forces have recaptured Mosul from ISIS. Donald Trump said he was going to go after them hard, and he did. He's fulfilling his commitment to defeat them. Illegal border crossings, listen folks, this is a big deal. They're down 52% compared to the same time last year. And we haven't even built the wall yet, and it will be built. Our brave men and women of law enforcement of ICE, they've removed 2,798 criminal gang members. During all of last year, they only removed 2,000. So we're on track to get a lot of bad guys off our streets. So after 3 trips abroad, the allies, our allies, they know once again they've got no greater friend. Our enemies know they have no fiercer adversary, which is awesome for once. So with the confirmation of Justice Neil Gorsuch, which was a big deal and hard-fought battle, the president delivered on his promise, and he put a constitutional conservative on the United States Supreme Court. This is going to have a positive impact for generations to come. Don't let anybody fool you. During the first 6 months of the Trump administration, we have seen a lot of achievements. We've also seen resistance. And the resistance has not just come from the progressives in the Democrat Party. I say Democrat Party because they hate it when you say Democrat Party. But also that resistance has come from progressives in the Republican Party. Look at what they have done with the health care plan. Look at how they have tried to not fund the wall. And they've tried to preserve Planned Parenthood funding. Mr. Donald Trump, our president, has been fighting that tooth and nail. And yet, despite all that, awesome things are happening. For instance, we just discovered that President Obama had literally a list of something like 160, quote, secret regulations that he and his buddy Cass Sunstein were going to inflict on the rest of our country. Donald Trump has removed over 850, of which these as well. He has prevented hundreds of new regulations from taking into effect. And he's in the process of pretty much gutting the government by regulation regime. The insiders in Washington who sit back and get paid lots of money to shuffle papers around, sit at their desk, and pretty much decide how we're supposed to live every little detail of our lives and how to regulate us in such a way that we're all guilty of something, either whether we know it or not, no matter if we're good or bad people. All those people are really upset and uptight about what's going on. That's why they're leaking to the media. That's why they're doing all the horrible, nefarious things that they do every single day. If you want to make a difference, if you want to stand up, you have to be willing to take action. Call your members of Congress when things are happening. For instance, what about this healthcare thing? You should be calling your member of Congress or your senator and letting them know you expect the end of Obamacare. You expect a free market solution to healthcare that is going to reduce our cost. Healthcare, I said, not health insurance. Everybody wants to fall in love with the number of people that are insured. Well, lots of people are insured that have horrible healthcare now thanks to Obamacare. They have horrible high premiums. They have horrible high deductibles. So what good does it do? Yay, I have insurance. It takes a third of my income, and I can't see a doctor because I can't afford to go. Okay, but some pencil pusher in D.C. will sit there and say, oh, but they're covered. They have insurance. That's just a piece of paper. You pay a lot of money for that piece of paper because the government makes you pay a lot of money for that piece of paper. But in reality, if you really need health care, you are SOL, baby. You're at the end of the branch, and the Democrat Party and the progressives in the Republican Party are sitting there sawing it off on you. Donald Trump is fighting all of that, and he needs your support. We need to rally around him, and we need to rally around his agenda. One thing that you can have an impact on right now is President Trump has nominated Governor Jon Huntsman Jr. of Utah to be the ambassador to Russia. He's got a significant career as a politician, a diplomat, and a businessman. He serves as the chairman of the Atlantic Council. He's he's a premier foreign policy think tank and the Huntsman Cancer Foundation. He has a robust career. He has done awesome. President Trump, hasn't thought twice about nominating this guy, who also happened to be elected twice as governor of Utah. So we need to get this appointment done because obviously whoever is appointed to Russia it's an important post. And we know the Democrats are going to drag their feet. And we know the Democrats are going to try to make political hay out of it. So this is something that you should be following closely. And we may be asking you to call your senator and ask them to get this done and get it done quickly. President Trump has been talking about health care with members of Congress. He hosted a lunch. He has a new plan for health care that will substantially lower premiums. It'll repeal these crazy taxes. It'll expand our coverage options and protect things like pre-existing coverage. Basically, it's a heck of a lot better plan than Obamacare. And the whole plan is designed to repeal Obamacare. Now, people are judging this plan that is produced and that they can pass. They're judging it by its own merits by itself. But it's not a standalone plan. What a lot of people forget and don't understand is that this is a multi-phased approach between gutting regulations and creating new plans and then doing other reforms like making healthcare so that you can buy it across state lines, tort reform, all these other things that make healthcare more affordable for all Americans. They can't happen through what's called the reconciliation process. So there's a limit to what you can do in reconciliation just to get the ball rolling. Then there's 2 or 3 other steps that are going to have to go beyond that. And right now, we just need to get this step done. And we need your support to make sure that that happens. So this is something that you should be calling your member of Congress or your senator about and asking them to get the job done, which they promised to do for how many years? And they got our votes for how many years? Because they kept telling us they were going to do that. So this is our daily update, and I don't know if I'm going to do it every day. We'll see. However, I have done it today, and I will try to do it on every weekday unless something really big happens. Also, look for me to come and explain more about this activist community that I'm looking to create. I'm looking for people that will help. That is going to be a very different approach to building activist communities online. Very unconventional. I think interesting and fun as well. So look for more information on that in the coming days. And that's it. That has been our Trump Revolution Update audio. This is William R. Collier Jr. signing off.